Hi, this is Mary Flower again, and this will be part 2 of naming your art journals. And I think in the first one I showed how when I was documenting my ATCs, I kept this little book like this and gave them each a name, gave them each a number. And I have a lot of other projects I've done through the years. I've done articulated paper dolls, which are different than the altered trading cards. I have done soft dolls. I've done sculpted head dolls. I've done a lot of different kinds of projects over the years. And I have to say that art journaling is probably my favorite. But I decided that they needed documenting too. And so I'll show you about this. I think I showed you that I came up with some funny names by using a thesaurus, like if I thought of just a common word for one of my art journals, and I didn't really like it. I wanted something a little more fanciful or funny. I just used this thesaurus, and it gives you a lot of good ideas. I've written some down. I've crossed out the ones I've used. And if you remember, I showed you a few of the ones that I have done. Like, for instance, this one that I'm working on. Some of these others. This one is actually a magazine journal that I've started painting in, and I already did the cover on it. This was some kind of Stampington magazine. I cut it in half and put a cover, and I already named this one A Slice of Heaven. And if you remember, I did a video on this one called Hats for Sale, where I put all of my ancestors' family and used hats as the basis for the whole journal. And then I think I showed this one where I used an old ledger and journaled in it, did some art journaling and so forth. And I did a whole video on this one, and I named this one Snazzy Ledger. And so a few of these have names. This one I'm using to do my early childhood years, which I'm waiting on photographs still on that one. And it already has a name, which is Little Ballerina. I may add early childhood years on this. This was taken from a very favorite 50-year-old book, and I put it into a binder form, and I'm going to do that. If you remember this flip through, which was Live, Love, and Laugh, which was the name of this book, and it's just a basic, very themed colored of reds and browns and blacks and whites and off-whites. And I'm still yet to use this, but it already has a name, so I don't need to name that one. This one was Art by Lilo, which I had my granddaughter's art in this, so I don't need to name this. I think I did a flip through on this. And this is another one, and I don't really want to do a flip through on it, but it's a large one, and I used an Art Deco cover and cut it and made it so it's this way. And my journaling in here, but it's personal, so I don't really want to show this one, but this one has the name Art Deco. And I wanted to name some of the other ones, and I started showing that, so I want to show you what I did with them. This one, I did do a flip through somewhat, I think, or I at least showed the cover of a journal that was unfinished, and even though it said my name on it, I put another name with this too, and it's Sweet. So that I named that one Sweet. And I named this one, which is actually a Moleskine that has like almost 120 pages in it. And some of this is a little personal too, but it was quite large. And I got this off of a children's book, which I destroy a lot of children's books, and the name of it was Oodles of Poodles, and I liked it because I didn't really want to do much with the cover on this one, and so I thought that was really a cute name for that, so I put Oodles of Poodles on that one. And another journal that I probably will not be doing a flip through because it has personal stuff too, and it has leather here on it. And I found this cute little picture and this word, and I added this piece here and just named it Snapped. And I think that's sort of funny. I added blue hair and kind of went with the color of blue and gold in this journal. And I have a whole box full of journals that I want to show you what I've done with this one. I did do a flip through on these journals that were handmade with watercolor paper, and there is a video just on that. I named this one Snappy. I thought that was sort of a funny name. Now this one was one where I used a Mary Engelbreit book. If I can undo this, oh well. But this one I covered with a contact paper, and so I'll probably put a name for this one. I did actually do a flip through, so if you want to see that, go to my video where I did a flip through on this, and I'll probably just put a name on the back of this one. So I figured that's the best way to do it. This one, I remember I did a flip through on this one. I used some kind of art book, took it apart, cut it down, and made a junk journal out of it. And I'm yet to use this one. I've got some good ideas of how to use this one. And I called this one Dicey. And I really like this one because it kind of goes with the colors here, that ransom note style of lettering, which I did myself out of magazines and various places to create that. This one, you don't have to do the ransom note type lettering on all of them. I just found this word, feather, and I just liked the looks of it. This color of it was the same as this. This is sort of a woodland junk journal, which I think I have already done a flip through on this. And I wanted to give it a name, and even though there's a flower here, I liked this word, and I thought it looked pretty, so I named that one Feather. And if you remember this single signature junk journal that is just full of crazy stuff, excuse me, I named it Poetic. And I found another one, and this one, if you remember, I made this one from a Rice-A-Roni box and made the cover. I used these funny beads to bind it. I have a funny latch here. You have to kind of pull it around, put it in there, and latch it back like that. And it has wacky stuff in here, and a lot of it is little art from my grandchildren. So I thought Wacky was a cute name for that one. And as you remember, when I made these, and I did a flip through on these 4 different ones, they already have a name on it, Dump Truck and Princess and the Pea. And so I didn't really feel a need to give these a name. If you remember, I was going to put this little thing here because it looked really plain. And this is I really am extremely cute. It was so plain before, so I did add this. That is actually the name of the book. And I added the 2 red buttons to give it a little more color as well. If you remember, this was just a junk journal that I made. And the last one would be my Tisha Moore. Remember, I decided to use the word eye candy. Well, that inspired me, and I thought, how fun. So I put all this different kind of candy around here, and I'm still working on this. And I thought, what a great way to finish the cover, because it says here, she ate all the eye candy she could gobble. And over here it says, but she never gained an ounce. And I thought, oh wow, this was a good inspiration to do this, and it's Tisha Moore inspired. And so I thought, oh, this is fun. I'm still working on this, and I'm going to be covering all the pages like this one with a gel medium, because I like the look of it. This one has a gel medium. This one's finished. I'm still working on these 2 pages. I'm still working on this page and this page, and I will be writing things in there. I am still working on this one. This one's somewhat finished, I think, and I don't even know if I'm going to write anything. If I do, it'll be 1 word. And then I have this that's, well, gonna be finished soon. I'm going to put, I think, little birds here. And it kind of turns into these waves that are going over here where houses are, and about a garden. And then the last 2 pages are finished. And I will do another flip through on this, but look how I finished along the back. I'm going to have to think of something else that's clever that has to do with candy and eye candy. But I like it. I'm still working on it. And so the name of that on there really triggered an inspiration for me actually to finish this Tisha Moore. I've actually been working on this for, at least 3 years, and sometimes I put it away and get it out, and I wait for inspiration on it, and so I'm still going to work on this. I'll probably cover it with gel medium before I start putting some extra embellishments or, other kinds of little funny things on it. But I just wanted to show you that, and this will give me a better starting place for me to document my art journals, instead of them just being Mary's art journal or artsy fartsy, or well, actually artsy fartsy is kind of cute, and I'll probably use that name. But this helps me have a name for each one instead of just putting the word art on there, and it makes it more fun. It makes it so I remember which one. Maybe when I die, my kids will refer to them as, this is the eye candy book. I think that it's going to be a lot more fun way to document these, and I will probably be documenting my articulated paper dolls and all my other projects. And so anyway, I thought maybe that would help you with some ideas. Remember that this is a wonderful book to give you ideas for names, and maybe you can even make up. I always like the book called Pinkalicious, and you can use Alicious for everything. Because one of them was, I had Ocean Alicious or Sea Alicious or something like that. Then it's a ocean one. And so it's a fun way to do this, and I hope this has been helpful, because it inspired a lot of things, at least for me, on this, and this was a little bit fun. So if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up, a nice comment, and please subscribe if you haven't. Also, check out my giveaways. Thank you. Bye.